And even to this day, I don't have much knowledge. Inshallah, I'm getting more, but like, I get to her, so that's my connection with Islam. Okay. That's when it starts. When I return the call to her saying, I'm doing not that great, I'm okay, how are you? That reopened the relationship, which ultimately led us to getting married, which ultimately led to me taking Shahada, which ultimately led to me going through my many ups and downs as a Muslim, falling out of the deen a little bit, not doing the things I'm supposed to do, sometimes doing great, sometimes doing bad, like this, and then to the point where I'm at now, where oh my gosh, I just realized something. You know what's funny? It's not even funny. Allah's timing is the best. I was about to say my iman has never been as high as it is right now, ever, since I've been a Muslim. And none of my story of my entire life has ever connected dots until right now when I told you what I'm telling you. Ever. And I listen to Noman Ali Khan today about Noah and Moses. Noah and Moses. The similarities of them as far as them having to trust Allah and Allah guiding them without blueprints, the building of the boat, Moses going up to the mountain, amongst the pharaohs and things like that. He basically trusting Allah, right? Like without any guidance or anything. That's one. So that's like, I'm realizing now that my beginning to Islam was based on no blueprint. I didn't have any knowledge. I just listened to this today, and I've never connected that dot until I told you. And then the day before, I listened to Omar Suleiman about Allah's timing. And I even gave analogy about the kid with the knife on the counter saying that it's not the right time. They'll mature, they'll understand how to use it. Then you will give the knife. I made that analogy because I listened to that. And now what I'm realizing is that the because I promise you, I haven't felt this way ever since becoming Muslim. I was excited, but I've never had the desire to want to learn and have a thirst for knowledge. I've never had that. And now I actually, I want to learn as much as I can now.
You're seeking knowledge.
I feel at peace.
Me too. Everybody.
And throughout my journey as a Muslim, I was wondering, why is this not happening yet? I feel a connection, I believe in it, but why isn't it happening? How come I'm not learning Arabic yet? How come I don't have more surahs memorized? How come I don't have more knowledge yet? How come I not treating my wife, I'm not doing bad things to her, but how come I'm not nicer on days when I should be nicer? How come I'm not doing these things? How come I'm not being what I should be doing? And it's just not happening. I don't know. And then it's Allah's timing. We can make the dua all we want while we pray. This hat is crooked. We can make the dua all we want, but it's Allah that decides when it's time for us. And I just realized that based off even the timing of me listening to those two lectures line up with my understanding about my entire journey. But I've actually never told my journey like that before. I've only given the short view. I've been ashamed to tell people my full story because I don't want people to judge me. Because in my heart, I'm sincere, but I don't want people to judge me. But it doesn't matter
Or,
because Allah is the only one that judges
Exactly.
and should be the only one that judges.
exactly. You're in the right best, man.
So
Welcome to Islam.
that is my journey up until a year ago. It doesn't stop. So now we've gotten my journey up until becoming a Muslim and accepting Islam and how that happened. And then now we're going to, while I'm a Muslim, and I was also at another low point while I was a Muslim. And this was about a year and a half ago. And there's another key point I wanted to make. So I actually I felt like I fell very far from Islam the past year and a half.
Why?
Minus the past 2 months, because I've actually gotten more closer to Allah in 2 months than I have in 9 years.
Yeah.
But
Well, what will?
the two, I just, I didn't feel a connection. I honestly thought Allah had left me and not decided to guide me anymore, because it had been like 7 years and I still wasn't I was just average. I wasn't even good. I wouldn't even pray my salah on time. Sometimes I'd miss my salah. Some days I wouldn't pray, that. And I was like, Allah's done guiding me. I've lost it. And I got scared. Very fearful that I'd lost Islam with a family of 4, with a wife, that I had to be the leader of this household. And I basically was like, how am I going to lead this household when I don't even feel Allah's guiding me anymore? So the only thing I didn't do anything different, but I actually did hang on to the salah. It was imperfect. It wasn't always on time.
What is the next message?
Sometimes I combined prayers that shouldn't have been combined.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's normal.
Sometimes I overslept on prayers, but then I'd pray the next one. I always did Ramadan. Some Ramadans were better than others. Some were just, I would try to sleep through most of the day so I wouldn't feel the pain.
I've been doing Ramadans forever, but last
And this past Ramadan, I didn't really feel like I put my whole effort into it. I feel like I could have done more, to be honest with you. And that's when I actually realized that I don't think Allah is guiding me anymore, and I got really scared. But I still hang on to the prayer, as imperfect as it was. And I just kept praying. I really wasn't even making dua, to be honest with you. I was just praying, just praying. Eventually I make a dua, please help me. It wasn't specific, just please help me. Just please guide me, do something. I don't know what's going on. I feel lost now. I need guidance again, help me. And then,
Salah is a connection. That's what Salah is. It's a connection.
my wife, again, in both instances, has been the answer to bringing me back to Islam. Now that I realize it.
Oh, you guys divorced now?
And
Why are you crying?
so I used to be able to read Quran, and now I lost how to read that because I didn't practice.
It's okay.
So a few months ago, she made me start learning again. I didn't want to learn.
Why you don't
I wanted to sleep in. I wanted to watch sports. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. But I forced myself to
Later.
learn. And eventually, the forcing became less forceful. And it became a little bit more enjoyable for me. And then it became I actually want to learn.
Exactly.
I want to understand how to read Quran. I want the blessings of that. I want to get this. And it started getting me closer and closer, not to what I thought was Allah, but it got me closer to wanting to do this, right? It started with this. I was enjoying this. I was actually excited about the lessons. I was actually the one, if I missed a date because he missed it, my teacher, or I missed it, I would actually reschedule and make sure I reschedule. So basically, something inside of me, right in here, right in my heart, was telling me that I needed to make a TikTok. And I hate TikTok. I've tried to make TikTok for my side business, and I hate the way I look on screen, and I hate the way I sound. And I tried it, I feel goofy, I don't know what to make, and I just was like, yeah. It was going on for a month. Something inside was like, make one. Make it. You need to do it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it later. So like a month went by, and it was like, do it. You should do the TikTok. You should recite. Because I was only practicing on Saturday and Sunday. And my goal, my thought process was, if you make a TikTok, you can practice every day. It'll hold you accountable, and you will get closer to reading Quran quicker. That was my goal. My goal was to actually get closer to do that. And TikTok was going to be the way that I held myself accountable, by reading every day and making progression videos and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I kept, no. And then one day, I don't know what happened, but one day I just sat down, my kids were asleep, and I was watching a basketball game on TV or something like that. And something inside was like, make it now. Yeah. And I just got up and I just made the account. And the reason my name is iqrahalaal is because I started it because I wanted to do this, the iqra. I just wanted to learn how to hold myself accountable and make it to where if I do it every day, then I'll do it every day because I have something to look forward to. And halal, obviously halal. You know what I mean? Like, read halal. Why not? You know? So I just made a quick name. And the first video I made, it didn't do anything crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't like nothing crazy. But the first video I made, as soon as I posted, within 10 minutes, there is like 400 views, like within 10 minutes. And I was like, what? And it kind of got up to like 1,000, like really fast. And there was a bunch of people liking it, making comments like, wow. And it gave me a lot of like, wow, like people enjoy this. It gave me confidence and it inspired me, to be honest with me. Like, you all don't know what you mean to my iman.
Exactly.
You all,
for you, brother.
Your comments, the fact that you're here listening to my story,
Brotherhood.
the fact that you review the content that I post and make such kind comments and really just welcome me, even though I have been Muslim 9 years, but I should be further along, and you don't see that. You just see it as today. Like that. Like, that's what our ummah is.
Exactly. That's Islam, mercy.
That's what our ummah is. That's what we can be for one another. We can all be an inspiration for one another, because you all have been inspiring to me to keep doing this. And this has brought me more iman, and it has brought me a clearer view of faith, and has brought me a clearer view of Allah. And alhamdulillah, every day there's not a second that goes by that I don't think about Allah when I'm at work. Trying to incorporate more Bismillah within my day. Trying to pray in my office when there's people around, not caring what they think, you know. Now I'm thinking about, like, I feel like it's time that I feel it's time that in the military that even I'm thinking about getting a waiver to grow a beard, because not for any cheesy reason, but
he's in the army.
I'm ready to wear Islam.
Exactly, you're not a like.
I look white in a military uniform. I don't look Muslim. I'm ready to wear something that everybody sees and they ask, "What is that beard?" Well, why? I'm Muslim. Free dawah. I'm ready for that. I don't care what they think.
Exactly.
It's not for anybody else's decision, but for the way I feel. But inshallah, I'm still making dua and prayer for that.
Inshallah, brother.
If it's the right decision.
You're going the right path.
Because I want it to, because once I get it, once I have it, okay? And in the military, you have to understand that we have to shave, and people with beards get looked at very negatively. So it would be a jihad every day if I had one. Now, they've loosened up a little bit, and they don't think about it as bad anymore. But, you know, so anyways, I make the channel, right? And then I'm like, wow, you know, I've always enjoyed talking to people and speaking. If you cannot tell by now, I will not shut up. I love speaking. I feel like it's the only thing in my life that I've ever had a passion for, is like just speaking and just doing what I'm doing right now. Like, this is me. This is my core. This is your message, man. I feel like this is who I was made to be. Like, I feel comfortable. Like, I feel like this is what I was created to be.
Exactly.
You know?
Welcome to Islam.
And I wanted to go live, but you need 1,000 followers to go live. So I remember, like, man, I made a couple videos. I want to go live. And I was just like, man, that would be awesome if I could go live. Well, we'll get the followers. It'll happen. I'll just make these videos. Allah had different plans. 2 days. Now, mind you, these weren't real followers. I don't know who sent them to me. I don't know what happened. I didn't ask for them. I didn't do anything. Within 2 days, I had like 3,800 followers, and I could go live. Like, literally, I went live the next day after just wanting to go live in my heart. I was able to go live the next day. And when I went live for the first time, that is the first time I truly felt a change. Because the reading and the TikTok videos were great. But when I went live and started interacting with Muslims, you have to understand something about me. I don't get to interact with Muslims on a daily basis. I starve. I'm so envious. If you're in a Muslim country, or if you work with them, I'm so envious of you. You do not know how good you have it.
Yeah.
And when I went live, it gave me that thirst that I was really wanting. And when I had it, it was like a switch went off. And it was like, this is what I was missing. This is part of the deen that's so critical, is companionship.
Exactly.
You know, being around each other, inspiring other, and sharing those things with each other, you know. And I hadn't had that, other than just, you know, going to pray, maybe having a halaqah every now and then. You know, my wife, we're Muslim, but, you know, sometimes the marriage is a dynamic that is not always, it can be up and down. You know, we're good, alhamdulillah, but like, it can be up and down. We still love each other, but when you have 4 kids, it's very stressful. So when that switch hit, the first day I went live, it was like I couldn't. The entire next day, I don't want to use the word high because it's associated with like drugs and stuff, but I had an endorphin rush the entire next day that, like, I just found the new passion that I wanted to do.
Exactly, your purpose, your passion.
The whole day.
Alhamdulillah.
And then the next day I went live. Same thing. The next day when I went live. The next day. There hasn't been one day where I haven't gone live.
Alhamdulillah, brother.